The opposition United Workers' Party spokesman, Leonard Montoute, has launched a broadside against local media coverage concerning the assault summons issued to Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Montoute, during his weekly talk show, accused journalists of having abandoned professional standards for what he termed as supper-time performance, favoring the incumbent government. The core of this political flashpoint is the summary complaint filed by media worker Eldridge Charles, who is employed by the UWP-owned Fire FM radio station. The situation is further complicated by the fact that Charles was reportedly wearing opposition protest attire while live streaming from the Parliament grounds on the day of the alleged incident, alleging she was assaulted by Hilaire, who denies any wrongdoing. Charles has publicly stated her belief that she was wronged and deserves to be heard in court.
You call them professionals, but we understand that it is supper time for all of them, not all, most of them, and so they're doing, the supper time, performance, singing a song for their supper. It's amazing. All of you come across as brown nosers, and you're always so far up, Ernest Hilaire's derriere, that I couldn't even recognize that it was media people talking there.
Montoute directly challenged the media's integrity, suggesting their coverage reflected a compromised stance rather than independent reporting.
It's a disgrace, really. You're an embarrassment to your profession. You all call yourselves media workers. That's how media workers. If you all know the basics about, I'm not a media worker. I don't consider myself to be a media worker. But if you know the basics about media work and journalism and so on, first and foremost, there should be impartiality. And if there isn't, you should declare. You should declare your bias. That's what professionals do. But all of you are just there singing the supper time song. All of you. I mean, Jason, honestly, you are beginning to become such an embarrassment that I don't know if you'll recognize yourself when you finish what you're doing there. And there are others I thought a little better off, but then at the end of the day, you all are proving yourselves to be exactly what you all are. Sad to say.
The UWP spokesman seemingly asserted that the media's perceived failure to apply rigorous scrutiny to the minister, even with the obvious political dimensions of the matter, points to a trade-off for political favor. He went on to lecture the media on the expected standards of their profession and conduct.
I saw one who I'm not familiar with, seemed to be a novice, who seemed to have understood something that will project the semblance of media work, where I could imagine the likes of Timothy Polion, Rick Wayne, and Andre Paul, and I mean those people must be cringing, seeing that kind of performance in the name of media work.
In a recent press briefing, Dr. Hilaire, who is due in court on December 4, 2025, categorically dismissed the allegation as a politically motivated attack orchestrated by the UWP. This has led aides and incumbent supporters to label the entire legal action as a classic case of lawfare, the weaponization of the legal system to destroy political adversaries. Montoute's frustration stems from what the opposition views as an overall lack of critical coverage from the press corps towards the incumbent SLP administration. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.